Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on comparing fractions. In this video, we will use the concept of the pizza to help us compare fractions. We will start by assuming that the numerators of the fractions we are comparing are all 1. Example 1. Here is a pizza. Now have a look how we've sliced that pizza. The pizza to the left is sliced down the middle. That is, it has been cut in half. If the pizza is shared between two people, they get half each. Now assume that the pizza below is exactly the same size and it has been cut into 3 pieces. Let's see what happens on the next slide. This pizza is shared between 2 people. So remember, that was the pizza that was cut down the middle. So each person gets a half. This pizza here was cut into 3 pieces. So this pizza is shared between 3 people. So each person gets 1/3. We can see that 1/2 is greater than 1/3. That sign there means greater. So it is easy to see that there is more pizza contained in this part here than this part. This part here is smaller. So a half is greater than 1/3. Example 2. This pizza is shared between 3 people, like we've just seen. 1, 2, 3. So each person gets one of those slices. This pizza is shared between 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can see that 1/3 is greater than 1/4. In other words, this portion here, that one there, is greater than that portion there. And that is why 1/3 is greater than 1/4. Now here's a simple rule. You might say, why is that the case? Well, this is a very simple rule, and if you remember this rule, it makes this job a lot easier. If 2 fractions each have a numerator of 1, then the fraction with the smaller denominator is larger. So we'll repeat that. If 2 fractions have a numerator of 1, that is, if the number up the top is 1, then the fraction with the smaller denominator is larger. Now the denominator is the one down the bottom. Let's have a look at some examples. For each of the following questions, underline the smallest fraction. Okay? Now, the smallest fraction of those 3 must be the one with the larger denominator, because that tells us the pizza has been cut into 4 pieces. So each of those 4 pieces must be smaller than each of those. So that is the smallest fraction. Number 2, here we have the pizza divided into 5 pieces. So each part is 1/5. So that's the smallest fraction. Here, this pizza has been divided into 7 parts. So each person eats 1/7. That's the smallest fraction. Some more examples. For each of the following questions, underline the largest fraction. Now, exactly what we've been talking here. The largest fraction has the smallest denominator, because this pizza is only divided into 3 parts. So each person gets more, because here the pizza is divided into 5 parts, 4 parts, 8 parts. So that's larger. That's the largest fraction there because the denominator is the smallest. That's the largest fraction there because the denominator is the smallest. And that's the largest fraction there because the denominator is the smallest.